And welcome to another edition of Talkline. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the annual Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City. We'll be right back with our very special broadcast right after the following messages. Stay tuned.
If you have diabetes and love food, pay attention to this free offer.
Hi, I'm Nicole Johnson, Miss America 1999. I've had diabetes since 1993, and I hate boring food. Well, I got these 3 free cookbooks with fantastic tasting recipes for people with diabetes. If you have diabetes and have Medicare, you can get these cookbooks free.
Call now to qualify for not 1, not 2, but 3 free cookbooks. Call 1-800-753-6314.
You'll love this rich chocolate cake, oven-fried chicken, and nachos. You'll also get this free meal planning guide and diabetes magazine. So call now for your free Better Care Kit with 3 free cookbooks.
To qualify, call 1-800-753-6314. That's 1-800-753-6314.
An important alert for people using the drug Avandia. The diabetes drug Avandia has been linked to serious heart-related injury and even death. If you or a loved one used Avandia and suffered a heart attack, heart failure, stroke, or heart-related death, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation.
Call 1-800-460-5950.
Recent congressional reports and FDA studies have found an increased risk of heart attacks and heart failure in patients using the drug Avandia. Time to file a claim is limited.
Call 1-800-460-5950.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City. We have the privilege of speaking once again with Israel's hard-working Consul General, the Honorable Ido Aharoni. Thank you for joining us here at the Chabad Children of Chernobyl event. I know a lot going on as we're doing this dinner. The missiles have been flying. Israel has been protecting itself. The world community is very quick to condemn Israel every time Israel protects itself. And you got to defend it. Doing a good job.
Well, thank you for the compliments. Actually, we enjoy a pretty solid level of support. There is a great deal of international legitimacy that begins with the position taken by the President of the United States. President Obama said from the very outset that it is Israel's right to defend itself. Not only that it is Israel's right, but also Israel's duty to defend its citizens. This is also the position taken by the leadership of the European Union, as well as the United Nations. In fact, the Secretary General of the United Nations is in the region right now, as well as some other international leaders. But you know, we're here, this event, trying to raise money for the children of Chernobyl. Right now, as we are standing here, trying to raise money for the children of Chernobyl, we know other Jewish organizations are raising money for the children of Sderot. This is the reality of our lives. Our children are being attacked in Israel. And there are other children, like the children of Chernobyl and other places, that are in need. And many, many years after this horrific disaster, they still need our help. And they still need our help to rehabilitate their lives. And I'm very glad to have been given the opportunity to be part of this great event.
Yeah, thank you. I know that if you're here, it gives a certain amount of respect to it. And certainly, we're all one, whether we're here in New York or in Israel, Chernobyl, we're one people, and we got to help one another.
I couldn't say it better. We're one people, and this event tonight proves that. I'm going from here to 2 other events, one involving a major medical center in Israel, the other is involving the city of Jerusalem, and I make myself available to the community 24/7.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, you know, officially you hear a lot of, Arab countries taking a hardline position. Off the record, when you were speaking to diplomats from various countries, including the Arab ones, are they telling you something different than what you actually hear in the street?
Look, I think it's not a secret that the so-called moderate regimes in the Arab world are concerned with terrorism and terrorist groups no less than democracies. It is not a secret that at the end of the day, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, and the like do not stand for democracy. They stand for Islamic rule. Islamic rule, in its radical interpretation, in its radical form, poses a threat to every government that is interested in stability in our region, including Egypt, including Turkey, and including other countries that had some strain going on between them and Israel in recent years. So I believe, and we believe, that at the end of the day, we're in the same boat. We're on the same side of this struggle. Countries interested in stability, peace, and tranquility against terrorist groups who are interested in instigating violence.
Mr. Ido Aharoni, the Council General, thank you for the wonderful work you're doing representing us the way Ably. May you continue to represent us the way Ably. Thank you for being here at the Chabad Shul in Chernobyl.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. If anybody ever believed in miracles, it's the fact that you're all here tonight. But they're facts that still many people question. But you can't question a child in the intensive care unit whose heart has a huge gaping hole in it. You can't question a child who's not able to walk because of the intensity of the pain in his legs. You know, friends, we have a concept. During Passover, we say Dayenu. Dayenu means enough. We give thanks for everything we get in life. Even the small blessings, they're enough. The same applies to our children. The ground, the air, the water, and the food, they're all contaminated. So what if we rescued a dying child suffering from leukemia, diagnosed with Chernobyl heart, and then we operate on him? Wouldn't this be enough? Dayenu. What if we saved a child whose parents died from radiation sickness, leaving him orphaned? Isn't that enough? Dayenu. What if we save a child from the most squalid conditions, the most extreme abuse you can possibly imagine, with no hope of ever changing? Isn't that enough? Dayenu. All of this is enough of a reason to justify our life-saving efforts. And now I realize that all of you sitting here tonight, you understand this. You understand the concept, and I know you don't need convincing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here tonight. You understand the facts. You understand the severity of the situation. And I applaud you all tonight for answering a call to the heart.
Every year I interview Esther Herman's husband, and she goes, "What about me?"
Oh.
I've gotten her on some occasions, but this year I said, "You know what, Esther, we got to get you early because you're busy running around." Esther Herman is the executive director of the Chabad Shul in Chernobyl, which puts on, I think, a terrific grand dinner, and they do such wonderful work throughout the year. So good to have you.
Thank you, Zev. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, despite everything, despite Hurricane Sandy and our venue having been underwater. We relocated in 3 weeks' time. Our guests are absolutely amazing. Our response has been over 100% response. And again, we've pulled off a miracle, as we do every year.
Now, Chabad Shul in Chernobyl are known not only for the good work, but for a star-studded event, celebrities, personalities, elected officials that come. And what's your secret? How are you able to attract this high star power to come?
I think our secret, A, is Jon Voight. Jon Voight is our MC and is very, very, very supportive of what we do. That's no secret. I think that what sells us is that what we do is real. What we do is save lives. You can't argue with that. We're not building buildings. We're not taking money and investing in anything. We're investing actually in lives. And last week alone, we took our 98th flight. We took out 13 more children, bringing out 2,873 children to total to date that we've saved. So,
wow. Well, for our audience that may be not as familiar with the work that Chabad Shul in Chernobyl, let's go back to the beginning and let's explain to them exactly what you're doing.
What we do is we take children out from the affected regions surrounding Chernobyl. That would be Kiev, Belarus. It's really a 100-mile radius from the area where the Chernobyl reactor exploded. These children are, if they're not born with abnormalities or sick, will eventually become sick, probably. There's a 2,000% increase in many thyroid cancers, 200% increase in breast cancer. What we do is we take them out and we bring them to Israel. We raise them, we educate them, we feed them, we take care of their medical needs. We do everything that a parent should and could do. And we have about 80% of the parents, we make them promise that their children really need them, and they join them in Israel.
Which is wonderful, because the added benefit is that they also end up in Israel, which gives them a whole more productive life than we are in the Chernobyl region, which is not that much Jewish life there these days.
No, obviously it's much more productive. You know, I know here for Hurricane Sandy, we all went through devastating no electricity and no water for weeks, and these kids can literally go through that for their lives. They can be put in orphanages if we don't take them out. Many of them have been abused emotionally and physically. Most of them are orphans. You know, every time I go to visit Israel and I meet with the kids, I hear horrific stories, and I say to myself, I'm a parent, I'm a mother of 4 daughters. How could I go to sleep at night not saying I will do everything in my power to take care of every child? Any child in this world needs to be helped and needs to get a chance to live, and that's what we do here.
Is it hard to get them out these days?
It's very difficult. It always has been difficult. It's always been a challenge. We have to keep it quiet. That's why we do not advertise publicly. That's why we're not all over the newspapers or the internet. We have to keep it under wraps. And really, it's word of mouth. That's what we do. That's how we advertise, is through people like you, our guests that show up at the event. It's word of mouth.
Esther, congratulations on the work well done. I know it's hard in general, and this year even more difficult because you had to change venues a few weeks before the event. Usually it's at Chelsea Piers because of Hurricane Sandy. You had a very short period of time to bring everybody, let everybody know, and kudos that you pulled it off.
Thank you so much, Zev. Thanks for always being there for us, and help us save a child.
Thank you. Important work. Chabad Shalom Chernobyl. Esther Herman, Executive Director of the organization.
Thank you, Zev. Thanks so much.
Alan Kligman is CEO of China Horizon Management. That's his real job, but he spends a lot of time being president of the Chabad Shalom Chernobyl. I'm not sure which is the day job and which is not, but good to see you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
How did you get involved with the Chabad Shalom Chernobyl?
It goes back many years. Actually, when they first thought about setting up an office in New York, that's when I got involved. I was introduced by my good friend Shimon Katz, and since then we've tried as hard as we can to raise as much money as we can.
Is it difficult in these economic times that we face so many challenges to raise money that's significant?
Not as difficult as you'd think. People are quite generous, and it's a good cause. It's very well run, it's very well managed, and generally we're doing fine.
Have you tried fundraising in China too?
It's not a bad idea. I'm not sure that the Chinese would be sympathetic to Jews in Manhattan raising money for projects in Ukraine, but we could try.
There's always a new angle, right?
Exactly.
Even though I understand that in China they do have a certain respect for Jews, from what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. Yeah, they absolutely do.
Alan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Robert Land is Senior Vice President, Governmental Affairs and Associate General Counsel for JetBlue, and as Esther Herman told me, a great friend of Chabad Shalom Chernobyl, and every year is here and brings colleagues and I think helps people fly.
We do, Zev. Thanks very much. Esty and the whole team here, they do such great work. It's a miracle what they do, and our job is helping raise funds for them with the sale or auctioning off of tickets or prize packages, but also flying the staff around so they can go all throughout our route network, 76 cities, and go raise more money.
How old is JetBlue?
I've been with the company 14 and a half years. We've been flying 12 years, so it's a good year for us. Next year is Big 13.
All right, Bar Mitzvah, any special?
Big Bar Mitzvah next year.
Any special celebration we should know about?
Every February we do a little celebration, so watch for mid-February.
Now, JetBlue is all over the country and growing. Are you finding that it's challenging these days, or flighting and traveling is still up?
You know, every day is more challenging, mainly because of fuel costs, but I think we've got an incredibly loyal base of customers, especially right here in New York. They know the product, they know it's a good product, a reliable product. We go to the places they want to go, whether it's Florida, Buffalo, Barbados, everywhere in between. So we're doing well, knock on wood, we're making money.
You got a lot of Jews that are using JetBlue.
A lot of Jews. You fly us at Pesach and you see the big matzahs, and you fly us at Sukkot and you see all the reeds and everything. We have a big clientele.
You get extra poundage for Passover for taking mod. They give you extra pounds? No.
No. Still 50. First bag free. Always first bag free on JetBlue.
Terrific. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being such a good friend.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We're proud to be part of this.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
We're going to be right back with a very special broadcast originating from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City.
Holly's discovered a secret that could help thousands of other catheter users.
For years, I never realized how different catheter supplies really were. Liberator contacted my doctor and made arrangements for me to try catheters that were easier to use, much more comfortable, all for free. and they helped me qualify for a new sterile catheter every time I needed one. No more reusing. The minute you make the phone call, you're going to see the difference.
Call 1-800-627-2821.
Are you stressed over credit cards and other debts? Maybe through no fault of your own? Imagine how it would feel to have that weight lifted right off your shoulders. Well, here's some good news from America's trusted name in debt relief. Care One providers have already helped over 4.5 million people in debt, and we can help you today. Just call this toll-free number to speak with a friendly representative, and in just minutes, you'll get your free debt relief analysis.
Just call the toll-free number today.
I've been making credit card payments for years, but the balance never seems to go down.
Well, no matter how high your debts are, at Jordan McKenna, we're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. We'll match you with a reputable law firm who will negotiate and reduce your credit card balances. Stop those harassing collection calls. They'll even design an affordable monthly payment plan that fits your budget. You could save thousands of dollars. Call Jordan McKenna right now for a no-obligation consultation. It's that easy.
Call today, 888-685-1433.
Holly's discovered a secret that could help thousands of other catheter users.
For years, I never realized how different catheter supplies really were.
Like thousands of Liberator customers nationwide, Holly discovered the big difference Liberator makes with a wide range of personal services, unlike other catheter suppliers.
Liberator Medical saves you money.
Liberator contacted my doctor and made arrangements for me to try catheters that were easier to use, much more comfortable, all for free. And they helped me qualify for a new sterile catheter every time I needed one. No more reusing.
We work with your doctor, insurance, and Medicare. We handle all the paperwork and billing. There's free shipping for little or no out-of-pocket costs.
If you or someone you care for uses catheters, call today. See what makes Liberator so different and for little or no out-of-pocket costs.
The minute you make the phone call, you're going to see the difference.
Call 1-800-628-2454. 1-800-628-2454.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner coming to you from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City. Ambassador Uri Barner, Senior Advisor to the Chairman for the American Israel Friendship League, is here. Even though they're having a dinner tomorrow night, he still took time out to come join the Chabad Children of Chernobyl. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I will always allow my time because I think it's an outstanding cause. I'm very happy was able to help them through several foundations. And what you are doing is God's work, really God's work. You are saving children until now, 25 and more years afterwards, which is critically is important. You absorb them in Israel. I see what you are doing. And you have Esther here, an outstanding CEO and a good organization. And I'm proud to be associated with this.
No, it's good to have you. Tell me, Ambassador, about some of the work that you've done over the years. I'm sure you have a long and varied career.
Well, okay.
That you can talk about, yes.
Yeah, no, a lot. I was the ambassador of Israel to Turkey. Before, I was Consul General in Chicago. I was Deputy Consul General in New York. I was Under Secretary of the Ministry in Jerusalem. I was in Copenhagen, India. In all of these years, I served my country, and we managed to improve the relations between Israel, including Turkey. When I was in Turkey, the relation was outstanding.
What happened now?
Well, they have a prime minister that is an Islamist, but nevertheless, I think there'll be a modus operandi. It'll be okay. It will not be what it was, but we'll work things out. The trade between Turkey and Israel increased 30% in the last 6 months.
Even though there's a cold relationship.
Correct.
And I think recently there was a big deal that took place between Israel and Turkey.
Yeah, well, that's true. And now they are involved with Syria, and they are preoccupied. And now they are trying to help us work out the agreement with the Hamas, which we welcome. And I think we're not as close allies as we were, but we are quite very close and continue to be. I'm very optimistic.
I see that. Are you going to writing a book about your experiences?
Yes.
When is it coming out?
Well, it'll take some time. I've been writing it, but I'm still busy doing this, working between Israel and Turkey, and Israel and the United States, and so on. So I don't have much time, but eventually I'll do it.
I'm sure there's a lot of interesting stories that you have to share that people don't know about, that you're going to tell us one day.
I will, absolutely.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom, litraot.
Litraot.
Thank you. The founders of Hanky-Panky are being honored tonight at the Chabad Chernobyl. On my right is Ido Aharoni, the CEO of Hanky-Panky, and the company's president and artistic director is Gail Epstein. Congratulations both being honored.
Thanks
so
so much.
how did you come to the Chabad Chernobyl?
Well, we were introduced to the organization by our real estate agent, Norman Bobrow, who is a very philanthropic soul, and as well as a fabulous human being who has found Hanky-Panky the best space in New York City. And he explained what the organization was about. We learned more about it, and it was so clear that this was something that we wanted to pay attention to and support.
Tell us, what is Hanky-Panky, for those that don't know?
There are some, surprisingly.
Very few of them, but there may be one or two.
Hanky-Panky is a lingerie manufacturer. We manufacture here in New York and sell worldwide. We have a tremendous following of dedicated fans.
How did you get the idea to found the company?
Well, Gail is the artistic, creative force, and many, many years ago, over 35 years ago, she gave me a gift that she had made very cleverly from handkerchiefs that she had cut up and reassembled into intimate apparel, a full bra, little bikini set. And I was not working in the field, but the idea, the design was so wonderful. And we just started talking, and the name Hanky-Panky, because it was made from handkerchiefs, was so clear. Jumped right out. It kind of said, you have to be a business. That was 35 years ago, and here we are.
Where do you go from here?
We keep going. We just keep going.
Congratulations again on being honored tonight, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's theme is a call from the heart. A call from the heart was answered 22 years ago when the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the inspiration and founder of Chabad's Children of Chernobyl, heard the plight of the Chernobyl children and instructed Chabad of Israel to immediately begin evacuating the children. A call was answered when Rabbi Yossi Reichik of blessed memory stood up to the plate and for 18 years led Chabad's Children of Chernobyl in saving thousands of lives. Recently, a call was answered when just 3 weeks ago we celebrated the arrival of the 98th flight, bringing the total number of children rescued and brought to safety to 2,835. Last month, a call was answered when we sang and danced at the engagement of Alona Kushumar, a young orphan who was with us since the young age of 6 and who is now happily beginning a new phase in her beautiful life. A call was answered when I recently participated at the circumcision of a newborn named Shmuel. He was born to one of the young women we rescued 15 years ago. And it was quite literally a call from the heart when I watch and I look at this young man, a young boy who in the past year went through double heart surgery to save his life. Today, he is running, playing, and living a wonderful life as any child should. A call was answered several years ago by a young man here tonight who for his bar mitzvah decided to donate his money to renovate the girls' dormitory. That mushroomed into a beautiful new campus for goodness and kindness that is now being built in Kfar Chabad to help needy children. I want to thank our chairman, our guests of honor, and our dedicated, loving staff for being here tonight and for answering many, many calls.
Yossi Swardlov, International Director of Chabad Children of Chernobyl, based in Israel, coming especially for this event. Good to have you back on the broadcast.
It's wonderful to be here. It's amazing how we were able to pull this off. It's just great to be here, and it's wonderful that you're here again. You always do a great job in talking about the children and bringing the cause to the front line. So I want to thank you, first of all, for doing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're doing the actual work on the ground because we're here in America, but you have the children in Israel. So tell us about that. How's it going?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's been an amazing year. Thank God the 98th flight has arrived. I mean, we've had some challenges. We had a young boy who needed double heart surgery due to something called Chernobyl heart, which is a unique, rare disease. They don't really know how it's related, but kids born in the region have multiple holes in the heart, and we were able to, thank God, at a double surgery. He's running, he's playing, he's having a great time. So thank God for that.
And how many children? I mean, over 25, some of them not children anymore, right?
No, exactly. I mean,
are you in touch with them?
Oh, of course. Well, first of all, tonight over here, I don't know if you got to see Simon Swerdlove. He's been here before. He's somebody who graduated the program, came on the first flight. He now has a chocolate factory here in New York, and he actually emailed us saying, guys, I can't believe you're still in business. I came on the first flight. What can I do to help? So that was amazing. But no, we're walking. We have kids that are getting married. We just celebrated a Brit Milah, circumcision of one of our grandchildren, I'd like to say. A child that came 15 years ago, got married, and now had a baby. We have a wedding coming up next month of a young girl that came when she was only 6. So yeah, thank God things are moving along, and thank God for the people that are here tonight and help us make it happen in Israel.
And thank you for the important work that you're doing. So we appreciate you joining us once again.
Well, it's always a pleasure to speak to you, and God bless you. God bless the work you do.
God bless you.
Everybody here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lawrence Benson is the guest of honor here at tonight's Chabad Children of Chernobyl. Been involved with the organization for over 20 years. Congratulations on your award this evening.
Thank you very much. I haven't personally been involved for over 20 years. My family has. My father got involved early on, I guess in the early 90s, and I have been fortunate to know Herman, who is very indefatigable, and I care a lot about children and people in general.
So what goes through your mind getting the award tonight?
I think that I'm just a guy who was born in the position that I am in, and I have to step up to the podium and state my case that people should be charitable and generous and help children and help people around the world. And 1986 was a long time ago, and a lot of people have forgotten what happened in Chernobyl. It's 10 times worse than what happened in Japan. And in Japan, 10 times more radiation. It's vastly more than 10 times worse in Russia, because it was for 4 days radiation was released into the atmosphere, and it went all over Europe. There's still farms in England today that are not farmable.
So taking the children out to bring them to Israel and helping them rebuild their lives and doing whatever is necessary for the medical histories to be changed for the better is a wonderful thing.
Well, I believe in helping people directly, and taking a sick person, a child in this case, out of danger and bringing him to Israel, the only country in the world that accepts these children, is helping people directly. I'm involved with a lot of organizations, but this, you can actually see the child get on the plane. They have video on the plane. They have video when they get off the plane. And then 5 years later, you see the same child and he's healthy, or she's healthy. And it's beautiful.
Terrific. Thank you for being part, and congratulations on being involved in your family's 20 years, and may continue for many more years to come to be as involved as you are and being inspiration for other people to follow in your footsteps.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's going to be 600 years before human beings can move back to the region. So hopefully my family will be involved for a lot of those years.
With God's help, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City.
Kosher Expeditions provides unique activity-based tour vacations with delicious glatt kosher cuisine, cooked fresh on site to over 30 of the world's most exotic destinations, including Costa Rica, the Canadian Rockies, Spain, and African safari. Relax at our 7-year running Passover holiday adventure located at our Kosher Le Pesach luxury beachside resort in Costa Rica. Enjoy breathtaking ocean views surrounded by exotic wildlife on an all-inclusive Pesach vacation that includes inspiring lectures, children's programming, and exciting Costa Rican adventure tours during Chol Hamoed. Kosher Expeditions operates year-round tours, offering all-inclusive travel programs to custom and private groups, students, camps, young adults, and regularly scheduled departures. Come tour with the most established kosher tour operator since 1994. Call Kosher Expeditions at 877-JT-KOSHER or visit them online at kosherexpeditions.com, the source for exciting worldwide kosher adventure.
Are you in business, a store owner, wholesaler, or manufacturer? Do you know you may be eligible for free television and radio advertising? Millions of dollars are lost every year by businesses not taking advantage of free radio and television advertising. Don't lose out. Advertising is the lifeline of any business, large or small. For free consultation, call us in the New York area 212-769-1925. Out of New York, 866 My TV Show.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner coming to you from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City. Leah Adler Spielberg has a wonderful sense of humor, the mother of Steven Spielberg. She comes almost every year, right, to the Chabad Children of Chernobyl. Have you ever missed one? I don't think so, right?
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
And I might add, had one of the best kosher restaurants in the country, the Milky Way in California, in Los Angeles, right? I was there many, many years ago. How you doing?
I'm not too poor.
But you always have a wonderful smile whenever I see you.
I'm not contented. I got what I need, which is very minimal, really. It's a glass of wine and a jug of, what is it, Omer Khayyam thing.
And don't you celebrate a birthday about this time of year?
Whose birthday?
Your birthday, isn't it around this time of year?
It's me again, huh?
What?
It's me again.
It's you again. It's about you. And I think your son Steven comes here occasionally to be with you at the Chabad Children in Chernobyl.
Yeah, this year he could come.
What's your favorite Steven Spielberg story?
It's not a story. It's just that I look in the mirror and I say to myself, wait a minute, he's who? I mean, how did this ever happen?
Well, you're lucky, and you also have Nancy, a wonderful daughter as well. And may you have a lot of nachas from all your family.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
I enjoy doing it.
What's a Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner? What's this broadcast without having Nancy Spielberg on the air? Always have it smile. We had your mother on just a few minutes ago, and great to have you back.
Thank you.
And you're always involved in such great pride. Last time you were in making a film, a documentary.
I am making a film right now.
I'm making another one.
Yeah, I'm making a film about the creation of the Israeli Air Force, but mostly about World War II American pilots and how they got involved in smuggling operations, illegal operations, brought the planes over to Israel, and actually flew those planes in the War of Independence. Israel did not have an air force to speak of, and today Israel's air force is probably the top air force, one of the top 3 in the world.
When will this be out?
End of next year, most likely. We're
it takes
shooting
that long
right
to
now.
make, right?
Yeah, it does. And we're actually supposed to film in Israel in about 2 weeks, and in the air bases. So, God willing, everything will calm down, and I'm moving forward with that plan.
Now, I understand your Facebook page you're a famous personality. Your Facebook page was hijacked?
My Facebook page was hijacked. My identity was so compromised with very nasty, sordid details, which should not be repeated. Of course, the perpetrator was my daughter because I'd left my computer open. She just flew in from Israel last night where she was crouching in stairwells because she doesn't have a bomb shelter. And she got a hold of my Facebook page and put all kinds of stuff there that people were like, that doesn't sound like Nancy. That's very inappropriate.
I was thinking, I said, I know you for many years. I've never heard this kind. I mean, you seem like it was a different person. I was trying to figure it all out today.
Jessica wrote some really nasty things up there, which I got rid of them. The lesson here, never leave any device open with Jessica Katz around, because she will definitely do something that will...
And a lot of people commented on it, so you had a lot of response.
I know. I've got to clean up my reputation all over again.
I'm glad we're give you the opportunity to do it in front of millions upon millions of people.
Clear my name, please.
And Stephen not here this year, right? He couldn't make it?
No, he's not. He's actually doing a whole press thing with Lincoln, which just came out. He was in Gettysburg today. And, he's just like really busy, but a great movie.
Has your brother Steven Spielberg ever put you in any of his movies or cast you? Or?
Actually, I was in one of his very first films called Firelight when he was 18. He was 17 or 18 years old. I played a little girl that, of course, died. An alien took me away, and he was a very tough director. You had to do what he said.
Is there a sequel that you come back? Or?
Oh, God. The sequel is E.T. I wish I had a piece of it.
We got to talk to Steve. We got to put you more into them. You're making movies. You should be in some of the movies, too, right?
I need a little payback there, I think, for all that. He made me stare in the sun and reach out towards this object. And he kept saying, stop blinking. And I'm like 6 years old, and the sun is shining in my eyes in Arizona in the summer. How do you not blink? So I have retinal damage.
I think my favorite Steven Spielberg story is, I think it was one of the magazines where the rabbi came to visit and there was some lobsters. Tell the story.
Lobsters we were kosher twice a year in the olden days. Now we're kosher all the time. Twice a year we were kosher for Pesach and for some of the big holidays. So when we were not kosher, there was lobster in the house. And one time our Rabbi Greenberg dropped in and my mom was about to boil up some lobsters. So Steve ran with them and he threw them under his bed where everything else was. And the rabbi came in and wanted to talk to Steve. He was sitting on the bed talking to him and kept hearing this clacking noise, because the lobsters were with their claws. And Steve's kicking them under the bed as they're trying to escape. Oh, my God. I don't think I should be proud of that.
It's a funny story, and will it show up in one of the movies somewhere, or has it ever resurfaced that scene? I can see Woody Allen go to town with that.
No, but I think he got his revenge with Jaws. Very big fish that he cooked also.
I heard there's another version called Jews. It's about a loan shark, right?
I think I heard that one before.
It's been around.
We should do a little routine here.
I'm ready for Hollywood, right?
Right.
Anyway, Nancy, as always, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. This is an incredible cause, and every year we do what we can to help
You give your heart and soul. You got your husband, you got your kids, you got everybody involved, right? You got your brother involved.
Yes,
your mother's here every year.
I wish we could move on, but the need has not moved on. So if there's that need, we're going to be there. We're going to help these children. So thank you. I'm glad you're here and you help keep us in the forefront.
Thank you for the work that you're doing for Chabad from Chernobyl, and I'm also waiting your documentary to come out.
Right. Okay, I will keep you posted.
We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City.
Do you take prescription medications? Are you spending money for them every month? Do you want them for free? Call the free prescription hotline to qualify for free brand name prescriptions and medical supplies. If you are insured, uninsured, or a Medicare beneficiary, your brand name prescriptions could be free. Call the free prescription hotline to see if you're eligible for the new programs and receive your brand name medications free.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald, Medical Director of the Free Prescription Hotline. We can now offer the 2010 expanded programs for free prescription medications. So many people do not take advantage of the benefits they're entitled to because they don't call. When you call the free prescription hotline, you'll find out if your medications and medical supplies could be free.
Call now. All callers will receive a free prescription savings card. Don't miss the deadline. Call the free prescription hotline now.
Call 1-800-603-7920. That's 1-800-603-7920.
If you've ever considered hosting your own radio or TV show, then we can help you. Talkline Communications works with individuals and groups interested in broadcasting on radio and TV. Ideal for lawyers, doctors, financial advisors, organizations, or anyone interested in broadcasting. Talkline works with various TV and radio stations in New York and around the country that lease airtime at competitive rates so we can pass on that savings to you. For more information, call us at 212-769-1925. That's 212-769-1925.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner coming to you from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City. Wonderful to see Malcolm Hoenlein, Executive Vice Chair of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations. I know it took part of a busy schedule to join us tonight. Thank you for being here at the Chabad dinner.
Thank you, and thank you for tearing yourself away from the great smorgasbord to talk to me. I appreciate it.
For you, it's food for thought. I know
I have to digest that.
I can't stomach this anymore. But Malcolm has a way with words, and he's able to communicate that to world leaders. He's traveling all over the world on behalf of the Jewish people and doing a wonderful job, especially during these trying times for Israel.
Absolutely. It's a very difficult time. Makes it all the more important that we come together. We remember Jews. We can't forget our regular agenda as we remember the victims of Sandy, as we remember Jews who are in danger around the world, the UDI vote, Iran, just as we focus so much of our attention on what's happening in Gaza.
I think one point that you're stressing when you speak is that we have to keep our eyes open. We can't be complacent. If you see something, say something, write something. If you see something in media that's not pro-Jewish or anti-Israel or distorting the facts, we have an obligation to speak out. They pay attention when we do.
100%. Your wife just told me that 3 times she called CNN today.
She's
Their coverage was outrageous. And if they don't hear from us, then they think you accept it. They think you believe it. So it's imperative, people, every voice counts. It's not my voice. It's not the senators and congressmen alone. It's you. Every single one of people who's watching this show can make a difference. Let congressmen and senators know when they do the right thing. Hold the media accountable when they do the wrong thing.
And I'll give my wife a plug. Years ago, when Yasser Arafat's brother was head of the Palestinian Red Crescent, they spoke about on CNN what a great humanitarian he was. Right, exactly. She called up, and they took out that line about being a great humanitarian.
And look at all the distortions about the children who have been killed, the pictures on the front page of the papers who turn out they were killed by Hamas missiles themselves. You see how they make these weapons of terror, but they're not weapons for military purposes because they don't even have guidance systems. So they're not targeting something. They just target civilian population and just shoot these rockets, and they kill indiscriminately. Israel takes pinpoint action. Look how few casualties are after hundreds and hundreds of sorties. Think of any other army in the world, Air Force in the world, that could have done the same thing.
Which other Air Force
would have?
Which other army sends leaflets, calls cell phones, let people know we're
20,000 phone calls to people to say leave this in this area.
I've never heard of any other country doing that.
And people have to understand that this is not a war about territory. Israel's not in the Gaza. They pulled out unilaterally, as you all know. This is not about a siege. It's not about anything kind of actions. This is about Israel's right to exist. These other people are threatening him. They're backed by Iran. They're backed by others. We have to remember what the essence of this battle is. And it's essential for people to convey to others the message, educate them about what Hamas, they talk about it as if it is a band of terrorists, off on their own. They're the government of Gaza. They are in charge, and they're going to be held accountable.
They have to be. Malcolm, thank you for the wonderful work you're doing. Good to see you. And I don't want to keep you between you and the smorgasbord.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's my great honor and pleasure to be with you tonight again to celebrate who I see are very important heroes. Rabbi Swerdlow, who you heard, and all of the people in Chabad who are a chain of souls and responsible for the survival and well-being of these thousands of children rescued from the deadly pollution of the Chernobyl disaster. And I'm so glad that, you were able to see some of this. I visited, lots of things happen with this team of people, and especially from the energy of Yossi Reichik. I have to say, can I tell you a little story? I visited the Kfar Chabad, which is the city of Chabad, where a lot of these kids are, and I went there several years ago, and saw all these people. You fall in love with every kid, of course. And I was given, and the way they organize, the kids are always doing activities, and if you come and visit them, they give you gifts, and they put some money aside so I can give them a gift. If I give them some money when I come, I say, well, maybe I can give them some gifts, and they're little tiny things, but they mean so much to each of these children. Well, I got a terrific gift. I got this big heart, and all the kids wrote a little something and put their picture in the heart. And there were flaps over so you open the flaps, and it's just a little cardboard thing, but it was a magnificent thing. So it was as good as any award I could have ever received, really. So I'm looking at these gifts. That's this kid over here. That's that one there. And I'm doing that, right? And then they had a little show for me, the girls. And I noticed a couple of the girls. One I had met on a plane a couple of years earlier, and she was a very sickly kid. And I saw this little girl, and she was very quiet, and another little kid that was very, very shy. And the other kids were very welcoming and loving. And I kind of remembered those kids, and I made a note. I said, I'm going to remember where those kids are. Elena's here, and so-and-so is here. I didn't know if, what would happen, but I'm leaving, saying goodbye to everybody, and they say, it's like, can you imagine visiting someone that you cherish, and they have to say goodbye within, 3 hours or 4 hours of a visit? Well, they came out and gave me all this love, and then these two girls were brought down to me, just these two, and I had made an effort to make a connection with them, and they brought these two little girls down, and they said something about these kids had never responded to anybody before that day. And I had made this little extra effort with them, So they had a connection, see? And when they came down to me, I said, let me tell you something. I said, I feel the same way about you. I picked you out of this whole group. I said, I bet you I can look at you. I can find your names in this gift that I've been given. I'll see if I can do it. Now, let me see. And I was doing like Carmack, you know what I mean? Let me see. Where is Elena? I'll bet you're right here. And I opened it up. They were so sorry. And this is Katya. Katya, I bet you're right here. And open the thing. To see these kids, the appreciation, you can see how these kids have been through a lot of suffering. And it takes a lot of energy. And this group at Chabad is fantastic. Yossi Swerdlow is an angel. And when I came back, let's say 3 or 4 years later, right? I go in to see the girls, and I'm hoping that I can remember some of these kids. And some of the older girls, without me, there was a little birthday. They had a birthday party for the girls in that week that had birthdays that week, and that was the celebration. And my presence there allowed them to have a little celebration. And we had a lot of fun. And then 3 of the older girls brought this little girl, Katya, down to me like a bride. And she was so proud. Katya was so proud because she turned into this wonderfully outward, loving, unafraid, cheerful, beautiful girl. And she had a big smile on her face. And she was brought down to show me. Well, this is a magical thing. Your efforts, and this is the way it is. Every good deed is an answer to somebody's prayer. And these kids, you have no idea what you guys are doing tonight. Amazing.
Good to see Jon Voight again, the voice of the Chabad Children in Chernobyl, the dancing actor, right? Or the dancing rabbi actor.
Well, I mean, they push me onto the floor. With these rabbis, every once in a while, if you don't watch it, they'll pull you on, and you're dancing with them. It's a fantastic thing. It's the best thing for your heart. You know what I mean? It gets you going.
Where'd you learn to dance like a chassid?
Well, I tell you a story. Okay, I'll tell you a little story. I was in a supermarket after I made several appearances on the telethon, and people, it was another career. People started getting to know me for the telethon, and I've been on it several times, maybe 4 times. And I was in a supermarket shopping, and a woman grabbed my arm, an elderly woman, but very strong grip, And I turned around and she looked at me and she put her finger in my face. She said, "Boychik, you're a good dancer and you're getting better."
Terrific. You have that energy, the spark every year, and you also bring a lot of your friends here to the Chabad Children's Chernobyl dinner, a lot of your Hollywood friends. Tell me about how did it all begin, your connection where you're so involved with, whether it's in LA with the telethon or here with the Chabad Children's Chernobyl?
Well, I did a film called Chernobyl, The Final Warning, and because of that film, I was searching for a place to do something for these people, seeing the devastation and seeing what happened to these human beings who were in this pollution. So this was a godsend for me. I saw this group, and I said, I'll help you out in every way I can, and I've been doing it for many years since, and it's always very rewarding for me to be able to help these young kids, to help young kids live, to get them out of that pollution and to get them to hospitals to take care of their medical ills and to get them on the way.
You do a wonderful job. Usually you come on the show, you're wearing a white shawl, a tallis. Where's your tallis this year?
Tallis this year? I don't have one this year. I got to get one from somebody.
I saw somebody wearing your tallis. I thought it was you for a few minutes from afar. But any other great movies or projects you're working on now?
Well, I've just done a couple of movies, and they'll be out next year. So we'll see. And The Dark Prince is one of them, and The Getaway is another one. And we'll see. Just
I'm waiting for you to be at the Baal
And
Shem.
I'm doing a television series too next year.
Oh, which one?
It's called Ray Donovan. It's for Showtime.
Oh, wonderful. Before I let you go, are you going to star as the Baal Shem Tov in any of these movies? I know you always talked about it years ago that you perhaps want to play that role or be involved.
Oh, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to play the Baal Shem Tov? The Baal Shem Tov would be a wonderful mystery piece. It just tales of the Baal Shem Tov. I just thought it would be fantastic. Anyway, maybe one day, if I better do it pretty quick because I'm getting on the other side of things. But it would be nice.
Look forward to having you back. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you. God bless.
Rabbi David Masinta runs the Chabad House in South Africa, Johannesburg to be exact, and he's here at the Chabad Children's Chernobyl. I assume you're probably here for the Shluchim conference as well for Chabad, right?
Actually not. I had a bar mitzvah that week, so I wasn't able to make it. But I certainly help Rabbi Swerdler a lot, because the work that he's doing is absolutely unbelievable. I personally witnessed it, and we try to bring people to see it. We certainly try to open doors for him in Johannesburg.
Wow, and so how often do you get to the United States?
Probably about once a year. But Yossi visits South Africa about twice, 3 times a year. I think at this time, with the people battling as they are in Israel, we all have to rally together. Do whatever we can to help kids of Chernobyl, victims of terror, which they so beautifully do.
No, it does wonderful work, and Chernobyl is still have people still coming out, still affected, and they're able to help them out in Israel. Is a wonderful thing.
We have to be a light unto the nations.
And thank you for enlightening us.
No, my pleasure.
Thank you. Rachel Robbins is an actress. She's comic. She's involved in the movies, starring in them and also directing a little bit, or that's not your domain?
No, it's not my domain at all, but I write.
And what kind of parts do you write?
Well, I was just finished writing this movie. We actually just finished shooting it, but we're adding an extra scene in to be auctioned off tonight at the charity event. The movie's called Scavenger Killers. It's a serial killer movie. We're calling it Natural Born Killers, if script doctored by David Lynch. Really quirky, fun, really sick horror film.
Now, you're here at Chabad in Chernobyl, so some lucky person tonight is going to bid in the auction, and they're going to have a one-line sentence to say in the movie.
Yes, we're shooting a special scene just for them, and they'll have their own line, and they'll get to work opposite some major actors who we already have.
Drop names.
Oh, we have Robert Loggia, Charles Durning, Eric Roberts, Rachel Robbins. But last time
She's a famous comic, right?
Who? Rachel Robbins.
Yeah.
She's, a bombshell actress comic. But last time I checked online, we were neck and neck with a walk-on role for Boardwalk Empire, so I think we're doing okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Moshe Politruk is vice president of a company called Currency, and they're active at Chabad Children's Chernobyl dinners. So thank you for joining us.
Sure,
what is
you.
Currency? It's not spelled with a C, it's spelled with a K.
It's currency with a K and an I. Basically, it's a virtual currency for the web that's worth more. So you use it to shop, gift, game, donate, whatever you want to do with money online, and you get a better value.
So if I have $1,000 in currency, what do I do with it?
So your 1,000 currency could be worth 1,000 $250 at one store or $1,500 at another store. And specifically as it relates to charities, we extend that same concept where all donations made with currency are worth more. So tonight, we're leveraging people's donations, adding 18% on top. Basically, we set an exchange rate of 1.18. So all donations are worth 18% more thanks to the currency.
So how does it work? Is this part of an auction, or people just donate in general to Chabad Chernobyl?
So tonight, the way we partnered with this excellent organization is that all donations for the evening are being matched by us at a value of 18% that we're adding on top. In general, we have a unique rates mechanism where you see what your money's worth at various stores, at various charities, in real time.
So what kind of stores participate in your currency?
So we're currently in a beta phase. We've partnered with about 45 small to mid-sized e-commerce merchants that you can use, all different categories, jewelry, apparel, electronics, whatever you wanted to buy, and we're expanding from there.
Terrific. Wonderful idea, and keep that currency flowing.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Elaine Solar-Eisen is on my right, and to the extreme right is Fred Steinberg, and they're here at the Chabad Chernobyl dinner. What brings you to the dinner, Elaine?
Well, Norman Barbaro is a very good friend of ours for many years, like family. We knew his whole family, and associate as far as business is concerned. So we're very close to him. We support the children of Chernobyl.
And who's the gentleman next to you, a relation?
He's my cousin. My husband was not well enough to escort me, and my cousin is escorting me.
So, Fred, you having a good time? First time here at the dinner?
Terrific, really nice.
Purchases. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I loved all the prizes. The bidding is fabulous. It's put together very well. They had to change the venue at the last minute. I think that's spectacular. And they did very well. Thank you.
Margaret and Marjorie are with us here from Long Island, and you're from Florida. What brings you to the Chabad Chernobyl dinner?
We're just happy to be here to support the cause. I've been here probably 6 times, and just always a great event, a great cause.
And what about yourself?
Well, I'm here because my brother always invites me, and he's always involved with the children from Chernobyl.
You come especially from Florida?
Yes, I did.
To come to the dinner?
Yes, I did.
That's dedication. I'm impressed.
Yes, it is. I'm very dedicated. My brother is very dedicated to the cause.
And who is your brother?
Louis Topper.
Very nice.
And here we are.
And how many years have you been coming?
Well, I think this is my 2nd or 3rd time I'm here. Right.
Many more to come.
I hope so. God willing, yes.
We hope you've enjoyed our very special broadcast originating from the Chabad Children of Chernobyl dinner in New York City. For more information about the work of Chabad Children of Chernobyl, you can contact them at the address listed on screen. I'm Zev Brenner. Thank you once again for watching us here on the Talkline Communications Network. Shalom.